For the second time in all the thrill-packed years of Major League Baseball, both pennant racers are undecided going into the final day of the season. 68,000 fans watched the Yankees defeat the Boston Red Sox to break their tie for the American League pennant, a tie which the Yankees managed to achieve only yesterday. The invincible Yanks, plagued by ailments and injuries throughout the season, win the pennant with a 5-3 victory over the Red Sox. Manager Casey Stengel's battling Bombers are World Series bound. At this very moment, in Philadelphia, the Brooklyn Dodgers are trying to defeat the dangerous Phillies to avert the possibility of a National League pennant playoff. After blowing a third-inning 5-run lead, the Dodgers are embroiled in a 7-7 tie that runs into overtime. In the top half of the 10th, the Dodgers collect 2 runs. And when the Phillies go scoreless in their half, the entire Dodger bench spills onto the field to carry their great young relief hurler, Jack Banther, from the mound of triumph. His 9-7 victory over the Phillies has cinched the National League pennant and lifted the Dodgers into the World Series. 1949 has been another great year for baseball. Once again, the major leagues have chalked up a total of more than 20 million paid admissions during the season, and over 66,000 excited fans, blessed with the World Series fever, crowd into Yankee Stadium to witness the leadoff game in this year's Diamond Classic. It's the 8th Subway Series for New York City, the second in which the Yankees have opposed the Dodgers. This marks the 16th World Series for the Yankee Bombers. They've won 11 and lost 4 up to date. And it's the 5th series in which the Brooklyn Dodgers have competed. Today, it'll be Dodgers' speed and fight against Yankee poise and experience. Branch Rickey, president and general manager of the Dodgers, is out to see what his battling Brooks can do. The 2 league presidents and both team managers gather around baseball's commissioner Albert Chandler for a friendly chat before game time. Manager Bert Schotten's choice to hurl the opener for Brooklyn is his imposing strikeout artist, robust right-handed Don Newcomb. During the season, Newcomb struck out 148 batters and hurled 5 shutouts while winning 17 games and losing 8. Reynolds has won 17 and lost 6 for a season average of 7.39. The umpires give the ground rules a last-minute going over to clarify them for everyone concerned. The band strikes up the Star-Spangled Banner. The crowd surges to its feet to salute the rising flag that symbolizes the sanction of our sports-loving nation for this great game. Baseball's immortal Ty Cobb stands by while Commissioner Chandler gives his guest, young Bruce Howard, a polio victim, the honor of throwing out the first ball. And the 1949 World Series is underway. It's a scoreless ball game going into the Yankee 5th. Brooklyn hurler Don Newcomb has a 2-hitter so far and 4 strikeouts to his credit. Bill Johnson is another strikeout victim. Then Cliff Mapes goes down swinging at a fastball. Behind him, Jerry Coleman fans the breeze. And for a second time, Newcomb retires the Bombers on strikes. This brings his total to 7. In the Brooklyn 6th, Jorgensen leads off with a walk. After 1 out, Jackie Robinson smashes a hard liner into deep left center, on which Joe DiMaggio makes a fine running catch. In the Brooklyn half of the 7th with 1 out, Gil Hodges watches a blazing fastball go by for a called 3rd strike. Then Campanella is called out on strikes to end the inning. And that strikeout is number 6 for Reynolds, who still has a 1-hitter in this nothing ball game. And the game is still a scoreless tie going into the last half of the 9th. It's been a brilliant pitching duel all the way. Yankee hurler Allie Reynolds has a 2-hitter and 9 strikeouts to his credit. Brooklyn's big Don Newcomb has a 4-hitter and 11 strikeout victims. First baseman Tommy Hendrick strides to the plate to lead off for the Yanks in the bottom of the 9th. Newcomb winds up, and the pitch is wide for ball 1. The next pitch misses the plate. Ball 2. Newcomb's third pitch is a curveball. Hendricks slams it for a long drive into the lower right field stands, and it's all over but the shouting. This mighty home run blast in the last half of the ninth makes Tommy Hendricks the hero of the day and gives Yankee hurler Allie Reynolds a 1-0 two-hit shutout of the Dodgers as the Yanks take the first game of the series. More than 70,000 spectators gradually jam the triple decks of Yankee Stadium to see the second game. New York's manager Casey Stengel will start his seasoned right-hander, Vic Raschi, who has won 21 games already this season. Brooklyn's manager Bert Schotten will send to the mound his veteran southpaw hurler, Elwin Preacher Rowe, who won 15 and lost 6 during the season. In the top half of the second, Jackie Robinson leads off for Brooklyn. Slashes a hit over Johnson's head down the left field foul line and beats Lindell's throw to Rizzuto. Jackie's double is the first Dodger hit in the game. After 2 outs, first baseman Gil Hodges drives a single past Rizzuto into left field, and Robinson scores for Brooklyn. Lindell fumbles the ball, so Hodges continues on to second. The Dodgers are out in front 1-0. Opening the 4th inning for Brooklyn, and it's 1 away. Then Hermansky slashes a hit into right center. Takes a bad hop, gets by DiMaggio, and rolls to the wall where Hank Bauer finally fields it. Hermansky winds up at third for the first triple of the series. Marv Rackley, the next man up, taps one past the mound. Coleman races in, and with a brilliant underhand throw, nails Hermansky at the plate. It's one of the closest plays of the series so far, and umpire Beans Ridden is right on the job. Catcher Campanella, opening the Brooklyn 5th, punches a single between third and short. With left fielder Lindell fumbles. Campanella tries for second. Lindell fires the ball to Coleman in time for the out. Brooklyn holds on to that 1-0 lead. It's the last half of the ninth. Myron McCormick has replaced Gene Hermansky in right field for Brooklyn. Score, Dodgers 1, Yankees 0. It's now or never for the Bombers. Joe DiMaggio leads off for the Yanks. Taps a slow roller between third and the mound and beats Jorgensen's throw to first. But he's still on first after 2 outs when Jerry Coleman lifts an easy fly to McCormick in short right center that ends the ball game. The Brooklyn Dodgers win the second game and tie up the 1949 World Series. It's a 1-0 shutout triumph for Brooklyn's Preacher Rowe, victor over the Yankees' Vic Raschi in another spectacular pitcher's battle. This is the first time in baseball history that 2 1-0 shutouts have been chalked up in a single World Series. Now the series moves crosstown to Ebbets Field, Brooklyn, where a capacity crowd is on hand to see who'll move ahead in the contest today. It's been strictly a pitcher's series so far, with a total of 2 runs in 2 games. Del Webb, co-owner and vice president of the Yankees, is on hand to cheer for his Bombers. Ralph Branca and Tommy Byrne will oppose each other in the pitcher's box. Southpaw Burns, good left arm, has won 15 for New York this season, while Brooklyn's right-hander Branca has a season 1-loss record of 13-5. In the umpire's huddle, the ground rules for Ebbets Field are discussed. The Brooklyn team takes to the field and it's time called to play ball. In the last half of the first, Brooklyn's leadoff man, Pee Wee Reese, is hit on the right leg by a low inside pitch and goes to first. The next batter up, Ed Mixes, pops a high foul that Yogi Berra catches in front of the Yankee dugout. After the catch, Reese tries for second, but Berra's good throw to Coleman doubles Reese. The game is scoreless going into the third, which Mates opens for the Yanks with a walk. That's the first pass given by a Dodger pitcher in the series. After one away, Burns singles to center. And Mapes goes to third. Phil Rizzuto follows with a fly to Perillo in right. And Mapes tallies after the catch. The Yanks lead 1-0. In the bottom of the fourth, Reese leads off for the Dodgers. After he looks at a called strike, he hammers a home run deep into the lower left field stand. Tie up the ball game at 1-1. After one out, Perillo rams the first pitch past third for a single. Then Byrne gives Robinson a base on balls. Perillo moves to second. The next batter, Hodges, walks, and the bases are loaded with only one out. The Dodgers are rolling now, and the Brooklyn fans are roused with excitement. It's the end of the road for pitcher Tommy Byrne. In comes the big Yankee southpaw Joe Page for his 62nd relief stint of the year. When Olmo pops a high foul fly, Hendrick reaches into the field boxes to make a fine catch. 2 away. Snyder is thrown out by Coleman, and the Yankees start to breathe again. The ball game is still tied up at 1-1. Tommy Hendrick opens the New York ninth with a smashing drive. Robinson stabs it with a brilliant gloved hand catch and throws him out. Branca has retired 14 Yankee batters in a row when he walks Berra. After DiMaggio fouls out to Mixes, third baseman Bobby Brown singles to right, sending Berra to second. Then Woodling walks, and the bases are loaded. Johnny Mize, pinch hitting for Cliff Mapes. Slams a 2-1 pitch against the right field screen for a single. It scores Berra and Brown and sends Woodling to third. The Yanks lead 3-1. That's all for Branca. That blast drives him from the mound. The Dodgers' lanky right-hander, Jack Banta, comes in to hurl for Brooklyn. 2 away, Coleman the batter. He smacks a single to center. Woodling tallies the Yanks' 4th run of the game. In the last half of the ninth with 1 away, Page is pitching brilliantly. He only needs 2 more outs to win. When Louis Olmo smashes a homer into the lower left field stands. That cuts down the Yankee lead to 4-2. Brooklyn's on the loose again. Hurler Page bears down hard, and Snyder fans. 2 away and victory in sight for Joe Page. That's not so good, says Brooklyn. Roy Campanella up. He slams a 1-2 pitch for a long, long ride to left. The ball hits the railing, bounces high, and lands inside the stand for a home run. And the Dodgers are only 1 behind. Things are looking up for Brooklyn now. Bruce Edwards comes into bat for pitcher Banter. Page's first pitch is a called strike. On the second pitch, Edwards swings and misses. The third is low. Ball one. The fourth pitch is right in there for a called strike. And there's no joy in Brooklyn tonight. With Joe Page's brilliant and victorious pitching for 5 2/3 innings, the Yankees defeat the Dodgers 4-3 and take a 2-1 lead in the series. Another capacity gathering fills Ebbets Field for Game 4. These Dodger fans are pinning their hopes on their beloved Brooks to even up the series today. Among the out-of-town personalities on hand for the game are manager Red Ralph of the American League's Detroit Tigers and Billy Evans, vice president and general manager of the Tigers. Brooklyn's Newcomb and New York's Ed Lopat will be the starting hurlers. Veteran southpaw Ed Lopat has brought home 15 wins for the Yanks this season. Shortstop Rizzuto, the Yanks leadoff man, lines Newcomb's second pitch into center field for a single. Then Tommy Hendrick lashes a single past Hodges to right field. It sends Rizzuto to third. Pitcher Newcomb's in trouble, and Hatton starts to warm up for Brooklyn. Yogi Berra, the third man up, grounds to Mixes, and Rizzuto is caught in a rundown and ruled out when he runs outside of the baseline to avoid the tag. Hendrick is beyond second, and Campanella whips a fine throw to Robinson that doubles Hendrick off the bag. Newcomb's out of trouble, and the Yanks don't score in the inning. The game's a scoreless tie going into the fourth. With one away, front drives the liner up against the left center field wall for a two-bagger. Then after Woodling's on first with a walk, missed the double into the left field corner. It scores Brown and Woodling. Following the second out, pitcher Ed Lopat wallops a two-bagger off the left center field wall, and Mapes tallies. The Yanks take a 3-0 lead in the game. That's all for pitcher Don Newcomb, who attempted his second starting assignment in the series after only 2 days' rest. Lefty Joe Hatton comes in to hurl for Brooklyn. Then Rizzuto singles to left. But Olmo's return throw beats Lopat to the plate when he tries to score. That ends the inning. The score is still New York 3, Brooklyn 0, going into the fifth, which Hendrick opens for the Yanks with a walk. Berra follows with a single to right, and Hendrick stops at second. But when Hamansky's throw rolls through Mix's legs, Hendrick goes to third and Berra to second on the error. Jolting Joe DiMaggio is purposely passed, and the bases are loaded. It's another crucial moment. The Yanks threaten again. Bobby Brown at bat. Hatton winds up. Here's the pitch. And Brown rattles a triple off of the right field wall. Scores Hendrick, Berra, and DiMaggio. The Yanks take a commanding 6-0 lead. Reese opens the Brooklyn sixth with a Texas Leaguer to center for a base hit. Behind him, Bill Cox, batting for Mixus, beats out a swinging bunt, and Reese goes to second. Cox is credited with a single. Snyder, the next man up, grounds into a double play, Rizzuto to Hendrick, and Reese takes third. Then Jackie Robinson singles to left, and Reese scores the first Brooklyn run of the game. Hodges follows with a single through the middle of the diamond, on which Robinson makes third. The next batter, Olmo, drives another base hit to center. It scores Robinson and sends Hodges to third. Then Campanella lines a safety to left. Hodges tallies Brooklyn's third run, and Olmo moves to second. The Dodgers are really on the go now. Hermansky, the eighth Brooklyn batter to come up in the inning, rams a single to right that scores Olmo with run number 4 and sends Campanella to third. That 4-run rally sends pitcher Ed Lopat to the shower. Right-hander Allie Reynolds, who won the first game of the series, comes in to hurl a relief job for the Yanks. Trying to extend the rally, manager Schotten sends Johnny Jorgensen into bat for pitcher Erskine. The Dodgers have batted from top to bottom of their lineup. But with 3 perfect pitches, Reynolds strikes out Jorgensen, ending the rally and the inning. In the top half of the ninth, right-hander Jack Banda is hurling, and Bill Cox is at third for the Dodgers. They started in the 7th. Rizzuto walks on 4 pitches to open the inning. Behind him, Hendrick raps a single to right. And Rizzuto makes third. On Banda's second pitch to Yogi Berra, Campanella whips the ball to Cox, and Rizzuto is picked off third. The Yankees make no further threat in the inning. The Dodgers still trail 6-4 going into the bottom of the 9th. This is their last chance to stay in the ball game. After 1 out, Allie Reynolds really bears down. Hermansky strikes out. 2 away. Dick Whitman bats for Jack Banda, who came into pitch in the 7th, but he fans the breeze with a swing that closes the book on the 4th game. It's a 6-4 triumph for the Yanks over the Dodgers, and New York moves ahead 3 games to 1 in the series. Again, a giant throng jams the stands at Ebbets Field, with high hopes that their boys will turn the trick today. They have to win this one to stay in the series. Manager Casey Stengel is sending Vic Raschi to the mound for his second start. Right-hander Rex Barney will open in the pitcher's box for Brooklyn, and the game is about to get underway. Yankee shortstop Rizzuto opens with a base on balls. Hendrick also walks. Rex Barney tries to pick Rizzuto off second. Fires the ball over Reese's head. Rizzuto takes third, and Hendrick pulls up at second. There are fans, and it's Joe DiMaggio up. He rifles a long drive, almost 400 feet to the center field wall. Snyder races back and robs DiMaggio with a leaping catch. Rizzuto tags up and scores after the catch, and Hendrick takes third. Then Brown punches a single through the box that scores Hendrick, and the Yanks lead 2-0. In the New York second, with 2 away and Rashi on second base, Hendrick smashes a blistering grounder on which Hodges makes a beautiful backhanded stop. His toss to Barney retires the side. In the Brooklyn half, after 2 outs, Hodges whacks a hot grounder to short. Rizzuto makes a fine stop and fires a long, accurate throw to first. That ends the inning. Now it's the Yankee third, 1 away. DiMaggio lines a hard drive to center, where Snyder dazzles the crowd with a brilliant shoestring catch and again robs Joe of a hit. That's 2 away. After Brown's on first with a walk, Woodling slams a single to center. And Brown makes third. Mapes works Barney to a full count, then walks to fill the bases. Pitcher Barney's in trouble. Then Coleman drills a sharp single to left that scores Brown and Woodling. Mapes holds up at second. The Yanks lead 4-0. Brooklyn's long right-hander, Jack Banta, takes over on the mound. Coleman's hit marks the end of the day for pitcher Rex Barney. The next batter, Rashi, punches a single to center. Mapes tallies, and the Yanks move ahead 5-0. That score still stands in the Brooklyn third after 1 out. When Campanella drives a double down the third baseline. It's the first Dodger hit in the game. After the second out, on which Campanella took third, Reese wraps a single to right to bring in his teammate with run number 1 for Brooklyn. In the Yankee fourth with 2 away and nobody on base, DiMaggio smashes a long drive just inside of the foul pole into the lower left field stand. That's the 6th home run for the Yankee Clipper in 8 World Series. The Yanks are out in front, 6-1. They added 1 more in the 5th and lead 7-1 going into their half of the 6th. Little right-hander Carl Erskine opens on the mound for the Dodgers in place of Banta. Erskine walks Rizzuto, the first batter up. Tommy Hendrick pokes a hit-and-run single into short left. It sends Rizzuto to third. Then Berra clouts a long fly that backs directly up against the left field wall. Rizzuto comes home following the catch. Then after 2 away, Brown wallops a long drive that bounces off the right field wall and gets away from Hermansky. Hendrick tallies, and Brown gets credit for a triple. And when Robinson's relay from Hermansky bounces past Campanella, Brown tallies, and the Yanks lead 10-1. That scoring spree finishes Erskine. Southpaw Joe Hatton replaces him in the mound for Brooklyn. In the Dodgers' seventh, the Yanks still lead 10-2. There's one out, and Jorgensen's on first with a walk. When Snyder punches a base hit into center field, it sends Jorgensen to third. Then Robinson flies out to Woodling. And Jorgensen races home after the catch. Brashy gives up a base on balls to Hermansky. And up comes big Gil Hodges. He digs in, sees one he likes, and hammers a 3-run homer deep into the lower left field stand. Scoring Snyder and Hermansky ahead of him. Now the Dodgers trail 10-6. That 4-run explosion drives Vic Raschi out of the box. The Yankees' Joe Page makes his third relief appearance of the series and his 63rd of the season. He fans Olmo to stop the rally and end the seventh. In New York's eighth, Hendrick wallops a twisting line into right center, where Snyder makes a sensational catch. Before the ninth inning starts, time is called. Commissioner Chandler orders the lights turned on. This marks the first game in World Series history to be played under the Mazdas. The Yankees hold their 10-6 lead going into the last half of the ninth. Dodger Eddie Mixis, batting for Jorgensen, opens the inning with a rousing drive over Brown's head and just inside the left field foul line. For a two-base hit. Snyder up. Erla Page goes to work on him. And the Duke strikes out. Page fans Robinson, too. But he walks Hermansky. 2 outs, 2 men on base. The count 2-2 on batter Gil Hodges. Page settles down, fires a fast one to Hodges, who fans the air all the way around to end the inning, the game, and the series. Fireman Joe Page has clinched a 10-6 Yankee victory for winning pitcher Vic Raschi. And the New York Yankees are the 1949 baseball champions of the world, victorious over the Dodgers 4-1. Tonight, the Yanks celebrate the 12th championship they've won in 16 World Series. In spite of all the setbacks that plagued them, they never lost their fighting heart and unbreakable spirit, and it paid off today. Every Yankee earned the glory of the crown. Stengel, whose sterling leadership throughout the year brought the Yankees to the top of the baseball world. Shortstop Phil Rizzuto, who put on a dazzling display of fine defensive baseball. Third baseman Bobby Brown, clutch hitter extraordinary. He collected 6 hits and 12 times at bat, made 4 runs, and batted in 5. Hurler Allie Reynolds, whose 2-hit 1-0 shutout in the opener was a masterpiece of World Series pitching. Joe Page, certainly one of the greatest relief hurlers of all time. And even though they lost, the Dodgers had their outstanding players too. Preacher Rowe, winning hurler of the second game, whose 1-0 shutout was another World Series standout pitching performance. Shortstop Pee Wee Reese, brilliant in the field and at the plate, with a .316 batting average for the series. Catcher Roy Campanella, who provided many highlights in the series with his splendid all-around defensive play. Next year, there'll be another new and exciting battle for the World Championship of Baseball. And no matter who's playing the leading roles, we'll be bringing you the motion picture chronicle of the greatest diamond classic of them all, the World Series.